Neeraj Diwan as well joins in on the show. Neeraj, hi, good morning, and firstly wishing you a very happy Diwali from all of us.
Thank you. Good morning, and wishing you and all the viewers too.
Right. So, Neeraj, what's the Diwali gift for the viewers? Any Diwali ideas that they can work with?
Actually, market has done quite well over the last few days. So we earlier been consolidating and we broke out of the range, and last few days have been very good. Especially large caps have done quite well, whether it's the banking names or select consumer names, which have really contributed to this rally. I think going ahead, it's more to do about the earnings. How earnings pan out is very important because last year when we got into this correction consolidation phase, it was because of poor earnings which came from somewhere around September quarter earnings that really spoiled the mood. So that those have to really reverse, which till now you've not seen any major reversal happening in the earnings. And this quarter also, second quarter normally not that great a quarter, and whatever GST cuts have happened or interest rates have come down, I think that a full impact may come in the third and the fourth quarter. So I think one should look at consumer-facing companies. So I think demand, whether it's automotive, which have also contributed to the rally, but I think there's still scopes, whether it's automobile sector, whether it's real estate sector, whether it's pure consumer discretionary. I think all these sectors should do well going ahead. And specifically, even if you take an example, something like if you're looking at a real estate sector, I think housing finance companies is one which should do well because I think demand for credit because the interest rates are lower should improve, and then housing finance companies should have a good demand for credit. So I think these are the kind of things one should be looking at.
Okay, Vaishali, hi, good morning. Let me get a sense from you as to how you're looking at the entire IT pack. Three of the nifty IT companies came out with numbers. And therefore that pack will be in focus. How are you looking at it on charts? Would you trade any of them?
Hi, very good morning, all of you. I think, yes, IT is ready for a bounce, and that's what we saw it coming in persistent, Coforge, LTI, Mindtree. So I think Infosys also for a long-term perspective, one should start accumulating from here on.
Science was a mixed bag though, didn't really enthuse the street as much. Some of the other ones, Jio Financial also came out with numbers. Again, very, very strong traction with regard to the numbers. Sajid, you have a view?
Jio Financials?
You looked at me and hence I came straight
No. I was looking at the kind of growth they have in the AUM, asset under management.
Yes.
35% growth coming quarter on quarter, and that was a secured portfolio for them.
It's a small book.
True, but the kind of growth they are looking at.
Market cap company.
True, but that 2 lakh crore is primarily because of the treasury, shares which is there. Right?
Yes,
but look at the fundamentals; they've been growing at a decent size on a quarter-to-quarter basis.
Neeraj, do you like? If I can come to you, do you like a Jio Financial?
Yeah, I think so because so right now valuation wise it may look expensive, but the kind of growth that is coming and what is expected to come their way over the next few quarters is going to be tremendous. So I feel that anyways, I'm very positive on anything to do with financials, anything to do with stock markets, capital markets. I think they have a mix of all that. So I'm quite positive on Jio Financials. If one is looking at 2 to 3 years perspective, I think the growth which was going to come have a multiplier effect on the earnings going ahead.
Lots of earnings reactions today. For Jio Financials, of course, the revenue has jumped up about 42%. The Jio Credit AUM now stands at a sizable 14,700 odd crore rupees. And Kunal, even on the charts, this has been going strong off late, right, Jio?
Yeah, it's been going quite well. From 300 to 320, thereabouts, the stock has been trading in a range. But I look at it this way, Aisha, that from the listing or the demerged entity, there was twice a correction for Jio Financial. Twice the stock had come back to almost at exact 200 levels.
And elongated periods of non-performance as
Non-performance, but then, the stock has made 2 very strong comebacks from 200 to 300. And that I believe is it's like setting a floor at 200 mark, that every time the stock tests the 200 levels, you're going to see a demand or a surge into the stock price. And I think at 300 levels, you're looking at a much higher base established for the stock.
How do you see Reliance? Because its earnings are also coming out today, 1400 odd.
it's not performed, frankly, Sajid. As per the expectations, if you're looking at markets recovering from 24,500 to 25,500 plus, Reliance had to play its part. So a 4% move into the indices broadly, I think we've seen just about a 0.5% or a 1% move for Reliance Industries, and that's a clear underperformance the stock has shown. I'm not sure whether results could be a trigger where the stock will come back into an outperforming zone, but I think it's better to just try and wait for that breakout to happen rather than anticipate.
Yeah, it's fallen from 1540 odd levels in July to 1400 odd.
Yeah, and you look at the flatline move in the last 1 month. To expect stock like Reliance Industries to trade in a band of 30 rupees or 40 rupees for 1 month, I think tells you that the markets are just not expecting anything from the stock as of now.
Some of the other movers, and or rather some of the other stocks which could be on our radar today, a bunch of bulk and block deals, and this is something that I have at least tried to increasingly keep an eye out on. Car Trade Tech, Plutus Wealth has bought a stake there. Now, the very interesting one is CMS Infosystems. We have Parag Parikh FlexiCap, which has purchased a stake there as well. And then you have Rubicon Research, newly listed, and you have Nomura Ireland, which has bought a 1% stake in that company. So some of those on our radar. Neeraj, Diwan, any of these looking interesting to you? There was also a Car Trade Tech upgrade by a city yesterday, which was our big bold brokerage. Plutus has also bought it, so seems like a couple of triggers there. Are you finding any of these interesting, Neeraj?
Car trade can be looked at, but I haven't seen the valuations lately. But because of my positive stance on consumption and things picking up as far as demand is concerned, so car trade can be one which can see improvement in their top line going ahead. So car trade can be looked at among the lot that you just mentioned.
1,000 crore is what the market cap is. Trades at around 80 plus times in terms of price to earnings. Neeraj, would that at all help you give viewers a better sense of how you see this one?
Yeah, definitely valuations are stretched. So
Yeah.
one needs to be very careful when you trade in these kind of stocks because, at these valuations, for a couple of years, you may not get too much return. So if you're looking at 3, 4, 5 years kind of perspective, maybe you can look at buying these stocks on dips, but not, at these kind of stretched valuations.
Okay, that's the take coming in on, Car Trade Tech, etc. But just looking at some of the other, newsmakers today, we've talked about Jio Financials, the earnings reaction we're anticipating thereof, LTI Mindtree, Cyient as well. But there's also a Vikram Solar, wherein the top line has seen a jump up of about almost 94% coming in. Margins have expanded all the way to 21.6 versus a comparable of only 12.6 on a year-on-year basis. Look out for that stock as well. Look at Awari Energies, for instance. The revenue has jumped up 70%. Margins, or rather, they're maintaining their FY26 EBITDA guidance, that of 5,500 to 6,000 odd crore rupees. That's going to be an important stock to keep on your radars. And then Suntech Realty as well, wherein the Q2 pre-sales have seen a jump up of about almost 34%, and collections are higher by about 24% as well. Neeraj, once again, real estate as a pack is at least attempting a comeback. Sporadically, on a daily basis, you're seeing at least one realty name jump up. Anything within realty where you think there is still value on the table and one can still maybe add to positions or even take fresh positions here?
Yeah, I'm positive on realty because, there was a consolidation period, especially because I look at the NCR market also quite closely. So there was a consolidation period there. There were small corrections also. But now, lately, there is some pickup in demand, which you can see. So from the NCR, position stocks only, I like two companies. One is the large cap DLF. I think there is definitely value there. They've been able to, whatever pre-sale guidance they've been given, they've been able to meet that very comfortably. And I think they said also they'll be able to meet, and they still have some launches which are there for this year. This is one stock which I like among the large cap, and among the mid to small cap, I like Max Real Estate. I think that company is also, if you see last few years, the way they've come up and the way they're growing and launching new projects, and they have the backing of New York Life Insurance, which is also partnered them in some of the projects. So this is also one stock which I like from the real estate space.
Okay, you know, the other one that came out with an announcement is Biocon. Uh, I want to read this out. So they've launched an insulin drug, which is insulin glargine in the US in partnership with Civica, who is the distributor for them in the US. So this one could also well be in focus. Now, mind you, Biocon already has a third of or a 30% plus market share within this segment in the US, and this will be a drug which it will manufacture for Civica, but will be one of the cheapest insulin medicines available in the US once the launch is closed. So, so that partnership will keep Biocon in focus as well. Any of the pharma names at all on your list, Vaishali? Anything that you like within the pharma pack?
Well, so I do like Lupin at these levels. I think even Laurus Lab is still continuing to do well. Sun Pharma, so pharma as such has not really participated. So I think it's time to look into this sector and cherry pick good stocks. In fact, Glenmark also has seen decent corrective move. It makes a good favorable risk reward ratio trade at these levels. So it's a matter of time, according to me.
Neeraj, a slew of banking earnings will come out and they will likely influence the Nifty levels as well. And before I go to Kunal for that, let me take your view. Do you believe that large private sector banks will continue to surprise on the upside where earnings are concerned, especially the growth numbers were particularly strong? You believe that the weekend will hold a fine fettle when it comes to the numbers for large private sector banks, and therefore will Monday be a decentish move for some of these banks, or not too much scope?
I think HDFC Bank has already come out with their, the update, and looks like they should come out with decent set of numbers. And ICICI Bank have not been disappointing at all in the last few quarters or couple of years. So I think ICICI numbers should also be strong. I don't think there should be any disappointment. So the position will really matter because the stocks have moved up recently. How the stocks are positioned and how the positions are there in futures and options, that will impact the shorter term, I think, movement. But I think over a medium term, I am positive, and the numbers should also not disappoint.
Kunal, banks?
Yeah, I think I'll be bullish on private sector banking names, and especially the larger cap names. Now, I think at a point where ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, I think these are fresh breakout candidates. I believe that we are looking at a new, kind of a wave coming back into the private sector banking names. Bank Nifty is almost like 200 points off from the lifetime high levels, and we've not seen a point where the Bank Nifty gives you a breakout and the private sector banking stocks, large cap names, they're left behind by a huge margin. So these stocks are bound to make a comeback for themselves. Would be bullish on the entire pack.
Okay, that's that on banks. Silver continues to eke out record highs. That's been the case with gold as well. I think it jumped up another 3% overnight as well. Kunal, gold charts looking intact?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, no
it's
reason,
a given now.
No reason to go short at gold prices as of now. Yeah, we are into that overbought territory for the gold prices, but we've seen this adage from the market that the markets can remain irrational till the time you're solvent. So it's always better that traders who are holding on to gold prices, they just hold on to those gold commodities or asset classes or futures, but not to go short over here, even though indicators are overbought.
Kunal, other than gold, there are also other commodities which are sitting at multi-year highs, right? What's that telling you? Let's analyze copper if you've taken a look, for instance.
Yeah, so I think copper at a multi-year high. I think the last time I saw it was almost like an 8 or 9 year high for copper prices. That tells you that we are looking at a major industrial cycle coming back into the globe. And we call it Dr. Copper because why Dr. Copper generally indicates that we are looking at a revival of the entire industrial cycle. Copper has a very high correlation with the equity markets. Copper price is moving up higher, generally indicates that you're looking at a new equity cycle coming back on the positive side. So I think all of that is playing out very well. But yeah, I think that scenario, yes, gold and silver, they've run up exceedingly high. But then we've seen that momentum at the fag end can tend to be exponential on the upside. But you don't tend to go contra just because the indicators are overbought.
Okay, let me take in some equity trading ideas on that note. Vaishali, what's on your mid-cap list?
So, well, for mid-cap, I would look at BEML. This stock is gradually doing very well. So, I think current market price is at around 4425 with a stop loss of 4200. I'm looking at a positional target of 4800 to 5000 levels.
Okay, and Kunal, what about your ideas?
So I'll go with the buy on United Spirits. That's I think a chart which is looking attractive at current levels, purely with the fact of risk reward being extremely attractive. The stock consolidating at the 1350, 1360 mark. So look out for targets at least in the range of 1400 to 1450 for United Spirits and stop us at 1320.